have him come up here and speak to you all. Welcome him.
Imagination is essential in the development of the mindset because it allows people to expand their aspirations and ideas. It dissolves the limitations of our minds. When people have freedom of their thought processes, a whole new world opens up. Imagination gives way to hope because it allows for people to see the possibilities that life has to offer. It strengthens our courage because it gives us reason to fight for something that other people cannot see or do not believe in. Lastly, imagination sparks vision. As I mentioned in chapter 2, without vision, the people shall perish. If people cannot envision where they are going, then they will never get to where they need or want to be. So we must learn to embrace our imagination and recognize the power it possesses. If not, we risk diminishing our hope, losing our courage, and limiting our vision. Many people grow up not having the encouragement to expand their imaginations. Their circumstances force them to grow up too quickly, causing them to deal with the realities of the present world while neglecting their ability to dream. Therefore, many people go about life not seeing the promise and potential that their lives hold. Many people do not live prosperous lives because many people cannot envision a prosperous life. Throughout my life, I have made a conscious effort to picture success in my life. I imagine myself being a successful baseball player. I imagine myself doing well in school. I imagine being able to travel to different countries of the world. So when the time came that these opportunities were presented to me, I knew how to take advantage of those situations because I had already pictured myself in those positions. My mother always told me that if I really wanted something badly enough, I would have to speak it into existence. But to take that one step further, I believe that we have to mentally envision it into existence. So good morning.
Good morning.
I am Brian, good friend of Ms. Tompkins, and it's a pleasure to actually be here. I would like to thank Brown Mackie College for having me here and inviting me to come speak to you. It's an honor because the reason I am here is for you. The reason why I do this is for you, to be able to motivate, to be able to encourage. Today, we commemorate a very special day. We commemorate a man who fought and struggled for equality, who fought and struggled for us to be able to join in with the same sort of benefits that we once didn't have. That man is Dr. Martin Luther King. So about a year ago, I took a picture next to a quote that he said at the King Memorial in DC. And it said, the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of convenience and comfort, but where he stands in times of challenge and controversy. And what that means is that it's not what we do when things are easy and things are comfortable. Instead, it's how we respond to the task when things are actually going against us. So when we're facing obstacles, when we're facing turmoil, when we're facing troubles, how are we going to get up and respond to it? See, Dr. King had a dream. He had a dream that our nation would live up to the creed of equality. He had a dream that little white kids and little black kids would be able to hold hands and join together. He also had a dream that valleys and mountains would be flattened and that crooked roads would actually be straightened. And because of Dr. Martin Luther King, I have a stage. Because when the world is my stage, then I control the outcome. So I would like for each and every one of you to repeat after me. When the world is my stage,
When the world is my stage,
I control the outcome.
I control the outcome.
Let me start by telling you a little story. Last year I was playing baseball in Campeche, Mexico. I was standing in the middle of the outfield during the middle of a game in sort of a daze. For 20 seconds, I had no idea what was going on. And a lot of people will probably say, well, hey, you was in the middle of the game, what were you doing not paying attention? Well, I have really no idea why I wasn't paying attention. I mean, I wasn't thinking about no girls, I wasn't thinking about home or nothing, but I was sort of just in a zone. You know, balls were being thrown all over the field, bats were being swung, and the crowd was cheering. Yet, if a ball was to get hit to me, I probably wouldn't have even been able to react to it. But one of the most epiphanies that I had was that during this days, I happened to look up at the moon. And I looked up in the Mexican sky and saw this full moon, or in Spanish, they call it La Luna Llena. And I began to think to myself, like, wow, this moon looked just like a spotlight to me. And I began to think to myself, well, if the moon is a spotlight, then that means that the world must be my stage. So I began to just have these thoughts. The moon is my spotlight. The world is my stage. And I began to say sort of a pledge to myself during the middle of a game again. You know, I'm not paying attention. And I began to repeat to myself, the world is my stage. I shall not fear this stage because I walk it every second of every day. Every day I am given an audience that is eager to hear my message. Every day I am expected to give my greatest performance because my greatest spectator sits in a high box above. So to you, I project my voice, I lift my hand, and I display the utmost integrity. And I will embrace every cheer and jeer as if it was my last. Now, how many of you in here actually enjoyed the spotlight by show of hands? That's good. I enjoy the spotlight myself. Because when I feel that when the world is my stage, I go into mode and I feel like I can be anything that I want to be. Like if I want to, I can be a famous Shakespearean actor. And I can go into part to be or not to be. That is the question. Or better yet, I could be a famous rap star. Get my little Trinidad James on. Gold all in my chain, gold all in my ring. Or I could be a famous basketball player for the Los Angeles Lakers, my hometown, with 3 seconds on the clock. And he shoots, nothing but net. Or better yet, I could be the president of the United States. You know how you bracket that little point. My fellow Americans, I will answer your call to duty. And I will accept your vote for being president of the United States of America. So since we had some hands up who enjoy the spotlight, I would like to take this opportunity to ask for 3 volunteers. Do we have any volunteers? 1, 2. We got a hand raised up right there? Got 3. 3 volunteers? Volunteer? Volunteer? So we can do 4. So now, since we're in the mode of the world is our stage, and since we're in the mode of playing parts, I know that we all had dreams just like Martin Luther King had dreams. And so I want to take this moment to kind of play the part of our dreams, whether it's something we wanted to be when we grew up, whether it's something we aspire to do in the near future, a place to go, or anything, or just a part we like to see. So we have Clinton. Hello, we have Clinton. Nice to meet you, Clinton. Shadarian. We have Shadarian right here. Glenn. And Roderick. So you're first. I know you had dreams, and whatever it may be, what is a dream of yours that you had at one point?
To be a renowned author of writing books.
To be a renowned author of writing books. So now, since he had the dream of being a renowned author of writing books, we want him to give his best author impersonation. You gotta think outside the box. Stage is yours.
Fellow students, faculties, president, I want to relate to you my message as a renowned author. At this present moment, I do have 55 poems that get ready to be published. And when I get those poems published into a book, I want everybody to support me in buying my book as a renowned poet. So what I want to convey to you again is this. Follow your dreams. If you have in your mind that you want to be something, be just that. Give it all you got. The old saying in the military, be all you can be in the military. Thank you.
Now it's your turn.
This is one of my dreams to have all eyes on me.
Okay. So essentially what he said is that he wants to be Tupac.
What was your dream?
My dream is to be a famous play director. To travel all over the world with just 3 plays, though. But my plays will minister to your soul. And it's not just for what you see, it's going to teach you how to live, how to overcome obstacles, how to even dream outside the box, because many people don't even know what box they're in, but it's going to help you to identify your box and how to get out of the box.
Yeah.
So your plays is sort of going to be sort of like The Secret. You ever heard of The Secret?
Yes.
It's going to be similar to that. But
Similar to that. That was one of the things. They came to my high school. They inspired me to start writing.
Okay.
Stage yours.
For me, I always wanted to be a father. I wanted to be my children.
Can't hear you.
Can you speak up a little bit, please?
I want to be a father one day. I want to lead a family from being poor, like I am, to having everything that they can have and appreciate what they have. For sure. I'm thinking I want to have at least 3. Doesn't matter. I can deal with all girls. But the most important thing, I want to make sure that they can pick themselves up. If they fall like I did, they can pick themselves up and move forward again. And always think highly of themselves.
encore performance. Your dream?
I'm gonna get tired of standing in front of people. Can y'all hear me in the back?
Yeah, we can hear you, Doc.
All right. Anybody like music?
Yeah.
Say it louder.
Yeah.
I love music. Clap your hands like this just one more time. Ready? So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Won't you please? Would you stand by me? Old school, old school.
But one thing I wanted to show by bringing people up is to take ownership of your stage and to not be afraid to not only be in front of people, but not to be afraid to take control of your destiny. Because I'm a true believer that when you play the part, you become the part. So let me tell you about one of my favorite moments on stage. It was in 2008. I had just gotten a call from the St. Louis Cardinals, and we was on opening day. And it was late in the game, about the 8th inning, when Tony La Russa called my name and said, "Barton, go get a bat. You're going to pinch hit for the pitcher." And my eyes lit up. And I was like, wow, I'm finally about to make my debut. I'm finally about to get my opportunity. All the years of hard work that I actually put into it is actually about to pay off. And so I'm nervous, and my mom's and my girlfriend at the time was in the stands, and the crowd was cheering my name. Brian, Brian, Brian. At least in my own head they were. But one thing I do know is probably my mom was out there screaming, "Oh, my baby! Oh, my baby!" But I grab my bat and I go into the on-deck circle, which is actually literally a circle, as I'm waiting to get my turn. So for me, that on-deck circle, it kind of symbolized a spotlight to an extent. But instead of being in front of the audience, I was kind of backstage, getting ready to make my grand entrance. And so the batter before me, he was battling. He was, having a good at bat, but he finally got out. And now it was my turn to enter the stage. And I was nervous because I went from hearing the crowd screaming and yelling, my name that is, to all of a sudden I went into a zone where everything just instantly became quiet. And now, all of a sudden, we went from having 40,000 people in the stadium to just 2 people. Myself and the pitcher. So as I approached the batter's box, I stepped into my stage. The spotlight shined right on me. And I dig in. And when I look ahead, I see the pitcher. He's actually on his stage, the mound. And as I get ready, and as he gets ready and I'm digging in, I feel like now it's time to act. So the pitcher winds up, and he gets ready to throw. And as he's winding up, I'm cocking back, and I'm getting ready. And then the first pitch I see, crack! Some people may think I may have thought I hit a home run.
Wow.
It actually wasn't a home run. It was a broken bat single between the shortstop and the third baseman. But on the first pitch that I've ever seen as a major leaguer, those moments that I played back in my head times and times again, I actually got a base hit. I actually went on stage and performed my part and gave my encore. Now to you, it may seem like that moment must have took minutes, if not weeks or years, because how slowly everything felt when I zoned out. But I actually want to show you guys that moment in real life. Trust me, it's not that long.